Hi there, I'm hellorodney. Thanks for clicking on my video. For those of you that watch my videos, you know I usually start off do because that means it's going to be a fun video, and this is not going to be a particularly fun video. This is going to be more of a, well, I don't know what it's going to be. But anyway, I wanted to do this video, and before I get into what the crux of this video is, I wanted to talk a little bit about other people's, you know, some people call it karma, some people, I don't know what they call it, but you know, it's like some people don't want to get involved in some certain things because they don't want to influence someone else's life. Now, one of the things that I do when I'm riding my bicycle, if I see a nail, I stop my bicycle, I pick it up, and I dispose of it. Because why shouldn't I do that? Now, if a car comes along and gets a flat tire, my thinking is that I saved them from having to deal with a flat tire. But then someone was going to say, well, you know, if they would have got that flat tire, then they wouldn't have gotten in that head-on collision that killed 5 people. So where do you make that? Where do you make a judgment on that? You know, where do you say, well, I'm doing someone a good deed, or I'm not doing someone a good deed? Now, there's this person that put out a video today. I saw it today. And this video is of a person that, to me, you know, it doesn't show it in the video as this, but that's the implication of this video is this person is committing suicide with a pistol. Now, what's going on there? I mean, what kind of a video is that? Are we, as people making videos here, I mean, you're not responsible. You, watching this, are not responsible for making me happy. But if you're making videos, as far as I'm concerned, you are responsible for making me, for not hurting me. Now, if a person wants to put out a video, and this goes back to the First Amendment and all that, you know, freedom of speech, whatever you want to do, you know, people got the right to make a video about some guy committing suicide. The implication. You know, that's... But what about the context? How about a little bit of a historical references? What's going on? Is there something going on? No, not really. This is a short video, which implies that some guy's shooting himself. Now, I'm not the YouTube sheriff. I'm not the YouTube psychologist. But I'm just a guy that's saying, what's the point of putting out that video? You know, is it shock value? Ooh, I'm an artist. I do things because it's my art. You know, shock value is what it is. It's shock value. It has no substance, or little substance. It can make people think, and that's fine. You know, making people think is fine. Making people contemplate things is fine. But if you put out a video and somebody sees that video and they do something to themselves because they're going through something in their personal life, then this is not going to be good. And that person that put out that video, as far as I'm concerned, has some responsibility for that. Now, there was this video I saw the other day. And on this particular video, this video that implies suicide, I made a comment on that video. I gave it 1 star and made a comment, and then I made a couple of more comments on that video. Now, I'm not going to tell people who made that video because I don't want to call people out like that. It's just not what I do. I'm not one of those people, oh, that's so bad, blah, 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 you know. Like, no, I don't do that. There was, as a matter of fact, it was an instance the other day that happened to me just before I was going out to my studio. I saw this video, and it was kind of like one of these jackass videos. Where these 2 guys, one really famous YouTuber, and this other guy that lots of people know, were doing this jackass stunt that could have, as a matter of fact, it could have almost put the eye out of the guy that did it. It singed his eyebrows, his eyelashes or whatever. This thing could have been stuck in his eye. He could have lost his eye. For what? And then, kids seeing that, and all the stuff that he showed how to do it, he showed, it was like a how-to do this little stunt. It could have really seriously hurt some kid. It could have burned some family's house down. It could have done a lot of stuff. And I did not send an email. I did not do a video on that. What I did was I sent an email to both of these parties. And it was not a nicey email. It was a very strongly worded response. And both of them felt that I was threatening. Because I told them in the video, in the email, the PM, whatever you want to call it, that if that video didn't get taken down by the time I came back from my studio, I was going to raise fucking hell. And the video was taken down, and the guy who was responsible for putting up the video sent me a response that says the reason I'm taking it down is because of the argument that I made in the previous part of the email before I got to the part where I was going to raise hell. And he agreed with me, and he took the video down. And he and I have, we had some communication after that, and I appreciated it very much. Now, on this situation with this implied suicide, I did not send an email to this person. I put a comment there, a 1-star comment, a 1-star in the comment, and the response that I received back from him was not a response that would imply that he's going to take the video down. And so I'm going to just go ahead and make this video, and I'm going to post it as a response to his video. So if he puts it up there, then you'll know who it is. And if you don't, then you can probably find it or something, but I'm not going to say who this guy is, because that's just not what I do. But I think that no one on YouTube is responsible for making me happy. No one on YouTube is responsible for making anybody happy. But I do think that YouTube, there should be some sort of code of ethics. And I think the number one thing on the top of that list, do no harm. This is Hello Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.